What's better than kicking back, sipping on an iced coffee, filling up Spotify with some Seattle grunge, and yanking digital sea monsters out of virtual water like it's 1997? If your answer is nothing, then buckle up, because Ashes of Creation just dropped some fishing news that's potentially the answer to all your prayers. Let's talk about it. Ashes of a Creation is landing on Steam on December 11th with their early access. With that big drop and update, the team at Intrepid is leveling up the MMO staple that's basically a rite of passage at this point: fishing. But this isn't your grandpa's MMO fishing. They're adding sport fishing, and they just showcased it. So let's talk about what's new, what's hype, and what's got me raising my eyebrow. Now, honestly, a bunch of you probably first found my channel through my New World fishing videos. Those vids were often my Sunday morning chill sessions online. Cold iced coffee, a rod in hand, no stress, no drama, no tanking. Just honestly, some Pearl Jam and some STP in the background. Fishing has always been my reset button in MMOs. Something about it satisfies that let me chill for a second craving in my soul. So when I caught Dusty Y's interview with Steven Sharif and heard sport fishing was coming to Ashes of Creation with the Steam Early Access launch, I legit perked up.
Which systems would you be really excited for as a player right now? Like if you were playing, not developing.
Oh, it's fishing. It's
just
fishing. I love fishing.
Like, okay, now we're talking. Then, on December 5th, Intrepid had their dev stream and their full sport fishing showcase. And that's when we finally got to see all the details in action. So let me start with a lot of love. Everything from chumming the water, to the rowboat, to the big fish strapped to your back, to the new Corsair boat and its modular upgrades, all of it looks gorgeous. Seriously, the art team didn't just bring their A game. They brought the whole NES era cheat code book. They absolutely crushed it. Those fish models are absolutely amazing. Give that team the holiday PTO and all the snacks they want. Speaking of snacks, if you liked the video, we'd appreciate you smashing the like button. And if deep diving real talks without fishing for drama is your thing, then you should totally subscribe. On YouTube, it's free. Now let's get into the gameplay loop. The core fishing minigame is pretty straightforward, but there are some requirements. First, you must be in a boat. It doesn't appear that you can sport fish from the shoreline, although the current AFK fishing will still be available. No casual casting while you're swimming either. Intrepid basically said, you're on a boat or bust. Next, you find fish by looking for the school of fish under the water with a flock of birds hovering over the water. It's a cool touch. Adds a little environmental clue hunting, not just below the water, but above the water too, making it just a little bit easier. Then, instead of regular bait, you've got to chum the water with a chum bucket. They said the chum bucket can get kinda pricey, so this might be a group investment deal. They didn't give any price tags or recipe costs for that or for the rowboat, so we'll find out those specifics later in game. Once the water's chummed and bubbling like someone poured soda in a fish tank, you cast your line. The fish will cycle through 5 possible actions, and by matching those actions with your inputs, you are able to wear the fish down. Right now, it looks like the default controls are your arrow keys and the 0 key on your number pad. So keep those fingers free and nimble. You can also click the controls on the screen. This all looked smooth, fun, relaxing, a little action, a little timing, nothing too wild, and sounds easy like Sunday morning. But as with most things, there's a curveball. When the yellow stamina bar on the fish empties out and the fish is officially exhausted, instead of just reeling it onto your boat, you have to jump into the water, swim out to the fish, locate it, pick it up, and swim it back to your boat. I know. You're already thinking it. Why am I suddenly Aquaman, holding a giant tuna, dragging it through the sea on my back? Well, Intrepid gave an answer, and it wasn't subtle.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so for those players who are wondering, why do I have to swim out there and catch my fish myself when I've got it on the line? Well, the answer to that is we want players to be able to PvP you and steal your ship. But if you know how to do it, you can get the fish to come to you in what we call a critical catch event.
They are trying to foster moments where players can PvP you for your fish. That's literally the explanation. They want you vulnerable while you're swimming back to shore with your hard-fought prize. They want tension. They want the, oh snap, someone might roll up on me while I haul this seahorse to shore feeling. And look, I get the idea on paper, but how that actually plays out is immersion breaking in the least, and at most makes the bother of sport fishing greater than the worth of it. This is actually part of a bigger pattern with Intrepid. They're leaning hard into creating a world where PvP can spark almost anywhere. Running goods in a caravan, now fishing, so what's next? Will chopping trees start a fight? It seems if Intrepid could swing it, they would make that happen too. Ashes seems marketed and talked about as a PvX game, but let's be real. The way the systems are shaping up, it's actually closer to PvP VE, with PvP not an optional seasoning, but baked into the cake. Yes, if you attack someone who's not flagged for PvP or has purple text on their bar showing that they want to be engaged in PvP, you risk corruption, which hits you with reduced combat effectiveness, XP depth, and dropping high-value loot if you die. Those are heavy penalties. But designing constant temptations will eventually make the rewards greater than the penalty. Honestly, fishing is one of those activities that should just feel chill. Calming. A chance to breathe while still progressing your character. So forcing PvP here just feels, well, cringy. Like handing someone a chainsaw while they're trying to carve a turkey. Wrong tool, wrong place. And the thing is, the technology already exists for the fish to land directly on your boat. That's what happens during a critical catch event. So this isn't a limitation. This is a conscious design choice to increase the bother quotient of fishing. And look, honestly, I understand if you're in a lawless zone and you want to bait people into piracy by having this mechanic, I have no problem with it. But why in the fresh water? That's the part to me where I'm just like, y'all being a little extra, taking that extra step. Now, here's another issue, and one known to the Ashes of Creation testers, and it applies to a number of things. You can only carry one fish at a time. Even if you bring a fancy mule, the highest tier option only carries 2 fish. That means your absolute max haul is 3 fish before you have to head back. one fish is basically occupying the space of a crate. If a chummed hotspot lasts around an hour, and you're dealing with travel time, gathering, the swim back mechanic, you might only be able to squeeze 2, maybe 3 full loops into that whole hour. That's a lot of effort. And thus far, the payout doesn't necessarily seem to be on par with that level of effort. I'm sure that as the fish get worked into systems, recipes, and become decorations for the forthcoming freeholds, the value of the fish has the potential to increase for some. But I don't know if the value for sport fishing overall will receive a lift. Look, I haven't played the loop yet. I'm speaking from watching the video, seeing the demo, and from what we know. But my hype, as someone who's very into fishing, is a little bit cooled off. Not dead, just mellowed. I need to see what the actual reward value is going to be in-game. If the gold payout or crafting value isn't strong, the hassle just won't match the reward. And as Intrepid prepares for a bigger audience with the Steam Early Access launch, I really think they're going to have to rethink which systems need PvP hooks and which systems should just let people be and play. Fishing, for me, sits firmly in the just let people play category. But hey, that's just me. What about you? Is fishing a must-have feature in an MMO? Does sport fishing hype you up? Or does the swim and risk PvP angle make you feel like someone is just trying to take your tuna for their cat? Are you planning to try it when the update hits on December 11th? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one. If you liked the video, we'd appreciate you smashing the like button. And if deep diving real talks without fishing for drama is your thing, then you should totally subscribe. Guys, thanks so much for watching. I definitely appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing you in Ashes of Creation. Stay calm, fish on, and hook 'em all.